Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Two new knives from Off Grid Knives. I'm so happy to have another opportunity to open some knives from Off Grid. Every time they send knives, they are awesome. They are the perfect mix of like that tactical look that's not overboard, that's not, tactical, but that cool tactical look, but also extremely utilitarian. These knives also, there was a note with them from the owner reminding me that their OEM is in Taiwan and not China. So that was in the past, some of their knives were made in China, but these knives are made in Taiwan, and that's really important for some people wanting to avoid, buying a knife that's manufactured in China, which is totally understandable. But these are really, really cool, and they're available. I'll link them down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Let's go ahead and open these up. So we have two Stinger XLs, but these are different than the ones that I opened up a while back. They've got a new blade shape, from what I understand. Probably one standard and one all black. Let's just move this guy. We'll open it up here in just a second. And it looks like an extra pocket clip and some screws. And then we have some literature from Off Grid Knives. And I'm not going to open that one up. But right off the bat, the first one here is G10. Oh, we have a completely flat ground blade. That's awesome. And 154 cm. So G10 with a steel liner lock, and then we have 154 cm. Very, very cool. This is about as close as it gets to like a budget XM24. I brought that up when we did the spear point version, which is cool, but it has like a nearly, it's like a not a dagger grind blade, but more of like a bayonet style grind, and the flat is very near the center, so it's not necessarily perfectly optimized for typical cutting tests, but this guy being fully flat ground and not insanely thick to begin with, that jimping is so good. What we have here is a much less expensive and, in my opinion, probably much more functional, much more convenient XM24, which is really cool. The detent on this is absolutely perfect for a larger blade, and the position of the flipper tab and the jimping on it allows you to, the shape of it as well, allows you to both push button it and light switch open it very, very easily. This is a ridiculously comfortable knife. That pocket clip is so good. It's big enough to hold it into your pants, but we have the recessed screws, the recessed clip. We have the slight bill there, nice and wide and rounded. It's just perfect. They've figured out the pocket clip. This is just awesome. I love this. So we have this guy. I don't know how much this guy is, but it's obviously not going to be nearly as expensive as some of the more premium stuff. And then this one is probably either like a blasted blade or a stonewash blade. Sometimes they do different finishes here, but I'm curious to see what this one is. Oh, we have yes, there we go. The tan, and then we have the blasted blade, which I gotta say, I like this configuration. It's not blasted. It's like a dark stonewash, kind of an acidy stonewash blade. I like this configuration. This color isn't always my favorite, but I think it looks good with Off-Grid knives. This is exactly what I mean, like when I say that it's got that tactical look without it being overboard, right? Like Smith & Wesson's M&P line. That's more of what I'm referring to when I say tactical. Obviously, those knives are junk, but that is like such over-the-top, ridiculous nonsense. This kind of captures, people who enjoy that look but know the difference between a low-quality and high-quality knife. So they do this well. This is contoured, so this is really, really nice. The G10, we have a little bit of texturing here. We have just a couple of plain standoffs and then black washed liners. And again, that really, really nice clip. I can't emphasize this enough, how comfortable this knife is. And there's still plenty of room. If your hands are bigger than mine, I wear an XL glove. If your hands are bigger than mine, like truly XL, you guys, with monster paws, you guys have very, very few options relative to the rest of the knife world. I mean, like, yeah, there's still XL knives out there. There's plenty of stuff from Cold Steel. But if you're looking, to save money and not buy something ridiculously expensive, but you also still want a nice large knife that fits your hands, Then knives like this, you don't, they're not nearly as plentiful as stuff in the 7.5-inch territory. The 7.5-inch territory kind of dominates the pocket knife world. And a lot of times when you do find a nice big, folder, it's got some weird, goofy element that just makes it awkward to use. This is about as straightforward as it gets. And the blade, I'd say, is about as utilitarian as you could ask for a knife like this. I do like that the tip is still centered, so you can still do draw cuts and things like that. But man, that edge is ridiculous. Like, it does get pretty darn thin. I wonder how thick the blade stock is on this. I know I measured it when I did these the first time, but I cannot remember exactly how thick the blade is. I bet it's still 150. It might even be more than that. It's probably 155. Yeah. So this says 155.5. So that's about what you're looking at. But the edge does get down to pretty thin. You can see there, right there with the plunge grind. I'll let you guys take a look at that plunge grind. I think that looks pretty good. You might run into the flipper tab a little bit. I want to slice a piece of paper with this. Actually, today I've got construction paper and regular printer paper down here. I just want to slice them both and see how it feels. We'll do the construction paper first. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Okay, and with the printer paper, this is a freaking laser beam. Oh my gosh. So, obviously the factory edge, like that's a factory edge, right? Cutting paper doesn't prove much, but cutting paper with so many different types of knives and so many different geometries of blade, you can just tell which knives really want to go through whatever it is you're cutting. But like breaking down a cardboard box with something like this, for example, if you have larger hands, this is going to make short work of that. You're pretty darn close to the initial cutting edge. You can see that the flap has been angled, so you can really make use of that entire blade. And yeah, a sharpening choil does, cause hangups here and there. Fortunately, you have an enormous amount of edge to work with there. I'm just thoroughly impressed with this. This is just cool. I like larger knives. I don't need a larger knife. I'm somebody who, I'm making it sound like these are options specifically for people who absolutely have to have a larger knife because their hands are larger. Obviously, if you just like bigger knives, I'm somebody who likes a larger knife, a longer knife, a bigger knife, for no other reason than just I think it's cool. I have the most basic life when it comes to, my needs for cutting tasks. I'm basically cutting open Amazon packages and little things here or there around the house. It's very rare that I have to take a knife and use it in some specialized way or have to use it super duper hard. So I definitely don't need to carry a big, crazy pocket knife. In fact, a box cutter utility knife is about all I really need day to day. I just carry a lot of this stuff because I like it. But if you're like me, then you have this option. And I very much doubt it's horrifically expensive. With 154 cm G10 that is contoured and the steel liners, and this being a Taiwan OEM product, we are probably looking at that $100 to $150 territory. That would be my guess, but I honestly don't know at the moment, right? By the time I upload this video, I'll have the links down in the description. But that would be my guess. Let's go ahead and measure this knife just so you guys know what you're looking at here. Overall length is actually 9¼ inches, so it is exactly the same overall length as the XM24. And then your blade length is about 4 inches, and your cutting edge is also 4 inches. Yeah, this is every bit the XM24. It's just, with the Hinder, you get it made in the USA and the titanium and all that. But if that doesn't matter to you and you just want like that size of knife, you just don't want to pay as much, this is about as close as it gets to a budget alternative to the XM24. Weighs 6.8 ounces. It's a lot of steel in the blade. And then you also have the steel liner. So it is going to be on the heavier side, but not absolutely insane. And then your balance is, maybe half an inch back from the pivot. But still definitely feels a lot more wieldy than many oversized or XL folders. This is definitely what I'd consider to be an XL territory. I think these are awesome. They will get their own review because the blade shape is changed. I can't wait to actually throw one of these in my pocket and carry it. And then I will give one of them away, but I really, really want to keep that one with the Coyote or the Tan or baked bean, whatever we call the scales, and the cool tumbled blade there. So anyways, thanks again to Off Grid Knives for letting me share these with everybody. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.